What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another Greenie and Craig show. Man, it's good to be back, but holy Craig, I don't know about you, but it's just a weird time in crypto right now, mate. How you feeling? How you going? What's your vibe at the moment? Talk to me about all that.
Yo, Jim, Greeny, Jim, everyone out there, G to everyone else out there. Yeah, man, bit of a lull in the market, I suppose, with Bitcoin going sideways and some things crashing. And obviously, when things go sideways, then the scammers tend to come out, right? Because people are
Yeah,
bored and more willing to click. So
yeah,
we're a bit more vulnerable because we want to gamble. And we had some pretty big news since we streamed last week that we got tons to go. The man crime season's in full effect. Argentina rugging people and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, man, it's not the probably not the best time if someone is new to the space. Hey, like
uh,
if someone is new coming now, far out. This would look pretty. We'd look pretty rookie, but yeah, man, we're here. We're still here. And hello to everyone who's joining us. Well done for still being here while it's a bit boring. Next, over, say your name, Unicorn Fart Dust PFP. What's up? And
yeah.
Greeny, how are you, man? What's going on? You're talking about moving and stuff at the moment, I think.
Yeah, mate. So it's actually a really good time. We're looking at some inspections later today. Got a few road trips ahead of us over the next couple of days. But also it's yeah, I don't know, man. Like we've been in this space full time now for coming up on 2 years. I'm starting to just get over it. Like I'm really starting to. I kind of hate, and I put a post out last night about this whole Libra token, which we'll talk about, but I kind of hate where the space is right now. You've got scam, like as someone that aims to educate, someone that aims to trade, when people come out and have like inside information or they're trading based on scams, like all this sort of stuff, or their farming engagement, like I hate that shit. I really hate that shit. So it's a negative for the space, in my opinion. So I actually think it was a great flush to happen over the weekend. I think that's exactly what 80% of the timeline needed, because people are over risked in meme coins. They're over allocated in meme coins. People actually aren't trading, they're gambling. And it might have been a heavy realization for a lot of people out there. And a lot of the time in crypto, Craig, which I'm sure you're aware, what comes out of situations like what we just saw on the weekend, that massive meme coin rug from Argentina, is actually growth. And as much as it sucks that people lose money, people get scammed, whatever it is, okay, they are the best learning opportunities in crypto. And I speak from experience, okay? I've lost plenty of money in the past. I made lots of mistakes, had lots of failures, got scammed, okay, 30,000 last cycle. So for me, I grew out of those events, and it actually taught me to execute on a far more reliable state this time around. And that's what we've been doing in GTG. We haven't been caught up in this mess. We've been de-risking a lot of our, say, NFT plays, which are now going down. We've been de-risking our meme coin allocation for months, because you can just tell, like, if you know crypto, if you've been around a long enough time, you're experienced, you're knowledgeable, and at least you're learning from these potential events, Craig, then you know when the time is to be risk on and when the time is to be risk off. Way too many people on the timeline only ever share their wins, and when they're down bad, they say it's PvP. Brother, it's not PvP. You're just a shit trader. Like, it's as simple as that. Like, or you can't even call yourself a trader. So I'm not like, look, it sounds like I'm angry, Craig, but I'm just over it. Like, I'm worn out from that side of crypto. I love crypto. I love trading. I love like GTG. We're still trading every day, looking at analysis. We're all talking in there, just saying, sit on your hands, be patient, all those sorts of things. But it's those people that get clout, that grow a following, because like that, it's just inorganic. I don't know. That's my little rant for this morning, Craig.
Yeah, man, there's just so much to say about it, and I think the craziest part about what happened with Libra, that specifically, like you said, good. It was good for the time. Good's a bit of a rough word, but it probably was
Yeah,
good. It was good, I think, because like you said, people got too reckless.
yeah,
And I think what people might have forgotten about trading is why we all came here. You know, obviously we came here to make money and things like
yeah,
that. But I think we probably all got a bit too used to putting too much money on meme coins.
yeah,
And I know you could say, yeah, but altcoins are vaporware. Yeah, that is true, and they do have swings, but nothing that swings down to the downside like meme coins. I mean,
80,
altcoins to a certain
90.
degree, but meme coins pretty much speed run to zero. An altcoin might speed run to zero over 3 years or
Yeah,
2 cycles, 6 years, 8 years. Meme coin can do it in 2 hours.
Yeah.
So the speed at which it moves is really quick. So it can actually take away all your money in an hour.
Yeah.
So that's quite tough to keep up with if you're not in the space full time. So I guess the whole timeline got rid a lot, probably 95% of people. Sounds like they lost money on it.
Yeah.
Meaning that there were only a handful of winners, including one of the more popular guys in the space, one of the big accounts. He came up, didn't he? Which,
Of course he did. Of course he did.
Which was interesting. Everyone came down except just a couple of people, right? Just a couple of people who were in the trenches early again. And I think what we're starting to realize now is that some people that got a bit of a following and became traders overnight started getting really good info. And the thing is, for the first little while, that probably works okay. Like, it's like anything, it's just like a perpetual cycle. And as each one comes out, like pre-sales, it gets worse and worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
And that's what happened with Libra, because we had Trump and Melania, and obviously it gets worse and worse each time. And it felt like that Libra was just some of these people's last high stay.
Yeah.
Like the arrogance of it, the brashness of it, the making yourself look like a criminal, even if you weren't, was pretty wild to me. Like, I thought people would perhaps be more careful with their public image. And putting tweets out there saying, and I know some of these people they were jokes, right? But if people have just lost millions of dollars, you've probably got to read the room and probably don't jump on the timeline and say, I'm an insider. I know you're being sarcastic and you're joking around, but people listen to what you say. And if you've got 500,000 followers, you've actually got to behave better than that. And you're not a child anymore. You're a man, and you're actually fucking people over.
Yeah.
So to come out and say stuff like that, it's kind of like a ha, like kind of almost like laughing at the space. And then the next day coming out with an apology saying, "Oh, that was silly." It's like, no fucking shit. What were you thinking, man?
It's immaturity.
As a business owner, especially.
It's absolutely wild, man. It's crime, like firsthand. It's crime. It is literally crime. It's fraud. It's crime. It's inside. Like, you do that in the real world, you go to jail or you pay a massive fine, whatever it is, right? It's toxic. So I don't know. We'll move on from that. Obviously, a lot, like, the timeline's all over that stuff. I've really tried to stay away from it, and too many people are reporting and tweeting about it, farming engagement. It's kind of disappointing, to be honest. So let's
and it's not going to make anybody any money focusing on that stuff now, unfortunately. No. And as a trader, you've got to kind of, and this is what Greeny's saying, is, all right, we've kind of all poked fun at those people now, and we've kind of had, probably a lot of people have had their say and earned yaps talking about it, eh?
Exactly.
And I was like you, I try to keep away from being too, like, I don't know, I didn't try to farm it. For me, it was more like I put a couple of posts out, and I normally keep away from this emotional stuff. But I just wanted to put a few things on the timeline, because there were a few things that I just thought these guys have gone a bit too far, man. And I was like, nah, at some point people have got to start, we got to start holding each other to a higher standard a little bit.
And at the end of the day, like, you can't blame anyone. You got to blame yourself. You got to hold yourself accountable. But you can definitely, these sort of people, like Craig just said, like, if they have an influence, if they have thousands of people watching their wallets, watching their streams, watching their tweets, you have a responsibility. You have a responsibility. Whether you like that or not, you have a responsibility. And if you are professional or legal, let's throw the word out there. If you're not legal, then I'm sorry, but I have no time for people like you. I really don't have time for people like you.
And it's just going to hold our space back again. And people that came to the space and just lost their first $200 in the space, they may not come back till next cycle now.
Mate, I know. Like, if I have someone to blame, Craig, and I tweeted this out last night, I actually blame Trump. I blame Trump because he really gave the platform, right, for people to be like, yeah, I can launch a meme coin and it's 80% bundled and vesting just for the team. Like, I can manipulate it in a way that I get all the money and nobody else does. Like, so I actually blame him. We were going to expect volatility with his presidency. Like, that's expected. If you look at the last time he was in office, when crypto was around, very volatile times for macroeconomics, for stocks as well. So it was expected, but that next level that was crossed, the Melania token, all that sort of stuff, not a big fan of that. But let's step back. As we always have, and what we always do is actually just look at price, because at the end of the day, as many people want to tell me that TA doesn't work, I promise you it works. And it tells you, like, price tells you everything you need to know, whether you should be bearish, whether you should be bullish. Now, ultimately, Craig, a lot of people have come out and really thrown a lot of FUD to Solana at this point in time. Now, I've done my own analysis. I watched a few streamers yesterday, so very good traders. I've been reading into their analysis over the past couple of weeks. And for me, I think Solana is in this really important time of where fundamentals are really overstimulated in that whole rug meme coin. It's just the casino chain, when actually Solana is so much more than that. Same as Radium, like all those tokens are so much more than that. The tech is so much more than that. So I think sometimes, even though, yeah, we saw 175-ish yesterday and potentially we could go down to 155, I still think Solana still outperforms this cycle. But I've been tweeting this out, and I've been sharing this in GTG for a little while. I've been de-risking my Solana into BTC, into Ethereum, and into other altcoins, because I do think it's time that a token that's ran from $8 to $295 probably maybe does start to not outperform anymore. But if you look here, guys, we have been trending since the 13th of November. So that's coming up on 100 days, Craig, of a trending, consolidating market. So it's just fascinating that we're still in fear. We're still in fear, but a lot of people are like, oh, it's over, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, we're still in a range. We still have not, like, lost this range. We still haven't moved down to 85 as well, Craig. So for me, I'm pretty chilling. I'm chilling.
Yeah, yeah. This is the $1 million chart right here. This is what should be on everybody's screen. What you're looking at right now, Bitcoin on the daily in that range, pretty much tells you everything you need to know, and you can see why the gambling has, or the hyper gambling has come to the space, because Bitcoin for 2-3 months is ping pong bouncing between that range, meaning that Bitcoin's not going up, meaning that alts have kind of pulled back. So people are like, shit, where can I put my money? And then they're trying to slam it into sketchier bets. So yeah, unfortunately, we've had to wait a little while, like we did, prior, before it popped off, and it looks like it's happening again. I mean, you and me have kind of been speculating where it's going to go from here, and it's tricky, right? So for me, much like a lot of people, I'm kind of waiting for Bitcoin to tell me where it's going to go before I do too much stuff. But yeah, continue, Greeny. Let's talk about this chart.
I bought some more Bitcoin yesterday. It's now the largest position. I don't know. So it's probably my Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Solana now pretty much are equal weight in my portfolio. Before the past couple of weeks, it was heavily Solana, and I have been de-risking over the past sort of couple of weeks. You could just tell the momentum was starting to slow. You had these extraction events where only the rich got richer, the insiders got more money, the people that created it got more money, and the common retail trader was losing a lot of money. And that's been a common theme for a long time. And that's why you haven't seen me posting a lot about meme coins, because a smart trader knows when to, okay, we're starting to see a few red flags. Okay, macro's a bit uncertainty. Solana's in a massive downtrend. Why would I want to be gambling my Solana away when I can maybe just hodl it or even look for other plays? So this is a big area for, we looked at the BTC chart. It's just chilling. 85K. I've said that for a long time. It hasn't really changed. That's where I would love to see BTC go. Solana, though, Solana is now in this gray box that I shared in a tweet yesterday. We've got quite a bit of liquidity in this zone, all the way down to about 167, 165-ish. Does take out this sort of liquidity that we haven't visited for a while. If that doesn't hold, 155 is the level. And I think that's probably a good opportunity. But if 155 doesn't hold, Craig, then wow, we are probably revisiting 120. Like, as much as people don't want to hear it, guys, at the end of the day, that's what TA is showing you. That's what price can do, right? That's what charts can do. It shows you what price is doing and where to actually look for levels. So I'm very interested in the mid 160s. If that doesn't hold, 155 is probably a very good long opportunity. I know that Sexy and a few other really good traders that I follow and talk with are also targeting that level. If we see it, probably a really good opportunity. And what I have actually been doing, rather than holding spot, Craig, is moving more liquidity to a futures exchange, and then I'll trade on lower leverage and allocate a much bigger bag to those trades. And then that way you have clear invalidation and you have clear take profits. And then that way you're not holding this bag and being a bit more undecisive with when you're actually going to take profits. And I know that you took a bit of profits up here. I unfortunately couldn't time the top at 295. I was busy that weekend. Came back, I took some more profits about 260 and have been selling pretty much throughout this period here, because at the end of the day, Craig, like I was in under 30. So I'm still close to, 8x or something. I can't do the math right now, but yeah, I'm up quite a considerable amount. So de-risking it, putting into stables, putting into fiat in the bank, and maybe looking for some other opportunities outside of crypto is probably the alpha moving forward. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm still very much a bull. I think we continue very deep into 2025. But it's about downside risk right now, and you've got to consider that. So many people get stuck bag holding NFTs, bag holding meme coins, and they just keep going down, okay? You want to be in the right tokens, and you want to be maybe in stables, because then that way you can make far better decisions if the market presents opportunities.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Couldn't have said it better. And going into those stronger assets like you have been now, like with Bitcoin's a smart move. Either that or stables. Stables is nice. I'm pretty comfy in stables from selling Bitcoin and Solana and Rade. Those were the three that I sold at all-time high several times. So I'm still patiently waiting. And yeah, you make a good point. Unfortunately, at the moment, the market requires patience, and patience is probably the thing that people struggle with most in the world, because obviously with TikTok and YouTube Shorts and everything like that, no one's got patience. So that's why for market makers, it's probably quite easy to do people over, because no one can frigging wait anymore, right? No one can wait 3 months anymore, because everyone's on a shorter time frame, not a longer time frame. So everyone's on the 1 hour chart instead of the one, the daily or the weekly. So yeah, man, tricky times. I've still got a fair amount of stables that I'm waiting on the sideline. What I really want to see, like you said, I want Bitcoin to go to the 85s, man. I want it there because I'll feel a bit comfier. As we spoke about last week, I was buying the bottom of this range, but I don't really want to buy the bottom of this range too much more, because I've got a certain allocation. When I bought the bottom of that range, I kept a certain amount back for if it dips lower, so I could DCA quite aggressively. So I've got to wait now. So the job for me now that I've bought it up, is I don't want to go all in, because if I go all in and it goes to 85, 80, I'm going to be down 20% on those entries. So I'm just trying to get myself in a position where I'm sort of break even on that trade if I can, for as long as I can, and then DCA if we break down. But it's making us wait.
It is. So, Craig, what opportunities are out there for you at the moment? I know that we've spoken quite at length about yapping, and we obviously likely expect a TGE for that airdrop actually in the near future, to be honest. Abstract seems to have lost a lot of steam. Chain, of course, didn't maintain much liquidity, much volume, much interest. It seems that all these sort of new tokens, new airdrops, new chains, it's just saturation. Like, there's one word for it. It's saturation. Like, why would I want to go over there unless you're an early person to those potential products and those chains? Why would I want to go over there when I promise you the liquidity, the volume, the attention, it probably isn't going to stay there?
Yeah. I guess everybody just scrambled for a product to sell people, and here we are. So, yeah, opportunities in the market. Oh man, it's tricky at the moment, isn't it? But I'm thinking similar to what we were talking about in GTG, Ethereum possibly.
Yeah,
I'm watching closely, and then more interesting than that for me is just watching something like Pepe. And the reason being is obviously I just think that's leveraged Ethereum for me. So I'm watching Ethereum. I want it to show a little bit of strength, and then I'm keen to see if I could get a bit of a bit on Pepe, because I think Pepe was sent, and part of the reasoning for that, it's a well-established coin. It's on Ethereum, and I kind of wonder if people are just getting a bit over the constant releases of fresh new meme coins, which, let's face it, at the moment, there's just nothing coming out that makes me laugh, that makes me think this is a good idea. This is a funny team. They're doing something with culture. It's just trash.
Yeah, or that's funny, or that's a fair launch. A fair
launch where we get a win, or a pre-sale like Bone, which just catches everyone off guard and does a friggin' 100x, and retail get looked after. because there's nothing like that at the moment, I think a lot of trust has been lost.
Hmm.
And I sort of wonder whether people are going to start to go back to Ethereum, back to the Pepes, probably back to the Mogs, maybe back to the Bitcoins. So kind of like, the Sproto, whatever they were
Yeah.
called, just the cult coins where people can kind of vibe again, because we kind of all moved away from NFTs because we kind of got frustrated with founders bleeding us, and all that's happened is those founders have just moved over to Memecoins, man, and done the same thing to us over there.
Yeah.
So founders who went from NFTs to memes essentially rinsed us again, man. So fool me once, fool me twice. So yeah, man, I think people are going to start to shy away from maybe not fresh memes, but until we get a clear meta that people can win,
Yeah.
I'd be going to cold coins if I was going to, or either
Yeah.
that I just wouldn't be bidding just yet. But those charts on Ethereum, I feel like you just had it up before, and Pepe and that might be finding bottoms, man.
Yeah. I don't
So
mind. Yeah.
I'm quite interested in Ethereum and maybe Mog and Pepe more so at the moment, but
Yeah, I
Mog's
agree.
in an important point there too, isn't it? And Pepe, look at that. Like
Yeah.
Pepe's looking all right there for me. Like, yeah. That's where I think there's opportunity. And then obviously, like we spoke about, anywhere I think at the moment where you can farm airdrops while the market's like this is just a safer use of your time
Yeah.
than, so for instance, farming Kato, or Yaps. For me, I just thought that was a much better use of my time than being in the trenches on the 1 second chart trying to catch winners. When
Exactly.
I know I could just put out quality content, earn some Yaps, probably get an airdrop, and like, we can talk about Yaps just real quick. People are probably getting sick of it, but I think the reason why you and I have been going on about this, man, is I think this just holds big potential. I mean, social fi with an AI element to it for me, with a launch pad.
With a launch pad. Yeah.
And that's the main thing. There's actually a product here, and the coolest thing about it is it's not like it's their product. They're kind of like the Uber, right? They don't have to have the vehicles. They're just putting you in touch with the vehicle, and that's what I like. Is they're not selling you one product. They're launching. Other companies are using this. E.g., we've seen Polkadot coming here, which I thought was massive, dude. An altcoin coming here. I was like, wow, we bring all of them, man. When Litecoin, when Chainlink, when, and if Polkadot gets good traction, bro, as if the other coins aren't watching, going, that's pretty good. What, Polkadot spent, 100K on marketing spend instead of probably pumping it into influencers and YouTube channels. Why not just put it on there where I would call this a lot more organic.
Oh, absolutely.
And I know people feel like it's not, but compared to the shills you don't know disclosed or undisclosed, this is as organic as you probably can get at the moment.
Exactly. And you're seeing people that actually are positive for the space. Mert, great person for the space.
Yeah.
Stats, great person for the space.
Agreed.
Sammy, great person for the space. Whale Mocha, absolute banger for the space.
Yeah.
Bold, Leonardus, absolute great people for the
content,
space.
right? Just such good
Just
content.
great at content, great at news, great at analytics, great at trends, whatever it is. Okay. Honest takes, good-hearted people are winning, right? And it's not hard, guys. Like, sure, if you have a smaller following, it is hard, right? But that's the whole reason. Like, you got to spend time consistently. I had a small following 2 years ago. I had 0 followers on Twitter. Okay, now I've got just shy of 30K, and it takes time, it takes persistence, and it takes a lot of just consistency, day in, day out. So I'm having actually a good 24 hours, Craig. 15 yaps.
Are yours still going up, or have they paused now because of
Nah. I've been consistent. Yeah.
But have they gone up though, Greeny, overnight since the snapshot?
Yes, I had about 505 for the snapshot, so I've got 15 overnight. So
yeah, they're gonna do multiple rounds or seasons. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
yeah, and my smart followers ticked over 700. So that's what I mean. Just connecting, still like posting in a few of those groups, connecting with other people. I like it because it's if you want to grow a brand. If you want to grow a brand, this allows you to have even more incentive. And Craig, I earned $1,000 for free last week, just because I posted a couple of times about anime, and because I posted a couple of times about Story Protocol.
That Story Protocol was the best cook, bro. Like 500 US I got for, I think it was one repost.
Yeah,
I didn't even write new content.
Yeah, and if you're in within, I think it's the top 500 of each topic is how you. Well, that's at least what it has been. So. Here are some other potentials. Kyoto will be different because that's the actual platform and it's based on Yaps. but these other ones here are new opportunities that are coming to the platform. And like you said, what I like about this is that it has AI in it, but it also has a launchpad. And that is the key that really separates this platform from other social fi metrics. The other ones could be farmed a lot more aggressively too. Like you could have definitely understood where the analytics were, how to get more yaps. This one seems a lot more catered for genuine content or engagement that reaches high levels. Okay. So unfortunately, as we spoke about at the start of the show, some of those insiders from LA, they have been earning more yaps because they've been going more viral because they've had the eyes on them. But majority of the time, it is for people who are here day in, day out. And I think this is going to be a cook. I really do think this is going to be a cook.
I saw, just on another note, one of the launchpad companies just got voted in, called Skate. So they just qualified to launch. They just announced that 1% of their tokens going to go to yappers. So as what you're going to find, and this is what we theorized when this first came out, was we theorized that as each of these companies goes live to launch, they're going to reward people that voted for them. So one of the things for people that you can do is you can go on and you can create good topics and you can farm yaps. But the other thing you can do that's really easy is just go and vote for the guys on the launch pad. And then when they launch, they're gonna give you tokens for your votes. For free. All you have to do is click vote. Like,
exactly.
Holy shit, man! What, you're gonna pay me? Like, you're gonna get an airdrop for yaps, and then all the companies that launch on the launch pad are also gonna pay you. It's like, I like being paid a lot for the same thing. So super, super exciting. I'm so bullish on this. It's ridiculous, man.
I mean, I swing traded the NFT yesterday. I made about half an ETH. I was hoping they'd push up higher, but volume and just macro conditions again really didn't see it follow through. So I ended up selling for about 11.4 ETH, and I got in at 10.85. So a little swing trade of half an ETH. I mean, I just made what, $2,000 out of nothing. So
that's good enough for me at the moment.
And farmed some Opensea 2 volume, actually 22 ETH worth. So that's actually quite a lot when you think about it. So
it is, yeah. So OpenSea also obviously have got their token coming, which people are farming. Talking about farming yaps, people are going over there and farming NFTs at the moment, which you can obviously see by the. I think a Bored Ape got bought and sold about 18 times in an hour or something.
Yeah,
I'm like, here we go, man. So for me, I don't know about you, Greenie, but I'm not purposely farming at all. If I get more of a drop from, for one, I'm not trying to buy NFTs. And two, I feel like we all saw what happened to Blur. And I think OpenSea could be worse. I just don't trust them that much. But then at the same time, I say then what should just be a cook. So, although, I don't know, man. What do you think about the new layout? I haven't really mucked around with it.
I still prefer Blur. Like for example, you come on here, like it's not, we've got an error.
Perfect.
We've got an error on the platform. All right, let's have a look. There we go. Yeah. So, I mean, it's not bad, but it's not good. Not good. So, I know it's all right. Like, I'm on the trader one rather than the collector discovery board. But yeah, I don't know. Like, again, it's literally plagiarism, Craig. It's like open boxes. Okay, that's what Blur did. Okay, earn XP. That's what Blur did. Have a loyalty bonus. That's what Blur did. Have a boost if you're in the top 10 or the top 100. That's what Blur did, bro. This space is full of crime. This space is full of crime. It's wild. It's sad and it's wild. It's sad and it's wild.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I'm just glad they're going to reward what our past sins, to be honest. So whatever I can get. Imagine the aggressive dumping on this token, man.
Oh, it's going to be so bad. I mean, I'll qualify on 2 wallets. And last time I checked, I was like top 50K. I mean, it's probably changed now because people are farming this, but I was like top 60K for both my wallets. So, I mean, I'm happy with that. Like, at the end of the day, I've only really started to trade more NFTs this cycle. So, yeah, if I walk away with 10 grand, so be it. I will be selling that. I'll be selling and shorting the shit out of that.
Yeah, man. In fact, I look forward to that drop so we can absolutely massacre that coin because I'm sure other people are the same as me. They just want some money back for their losses.
That's it.
So I'm the same. So that's the thing with this token when it drops. I think people would just go, I'll take that.
Yeah.
even if it's $1,000, I'll be like, I'll take that. I didn't think I was going to get any money back. So I'm pretty keen just to get some money back out of that system, and I don't know who's going to actually buy
Well,
the
and
token.
look,
I mean, like,
yeah, exactly. And I sold my Pudgy. I just put a tweet out this morning. I sold my Pudgy at 10.1 ETH. People like, what are you doing, Greeny? Blah, blah, blah. It's at 8.7. No surprise. Sold all my Jurison between 0.66 and about 0.8. They're down at 0.37. No surprise. Guys, downside risk is a massive thing, and people get it wrong. So many people focus on profit. That's fine, but you need to also, like, you got to have capital to trade. If you don't have capital, you can't trade. So protecting downside risk and avoiding plays like this is absolutely key. Like, over the 30 days, Pudgy's down 60, Azuki down 70, Jurison down 60, Beans down 70, 80%, Elementals down 80, Lil Pudgy's down 60. Punks are only down 4%. I will buy a punk if they get to 25, 30. I will 100% buy a punk. That, I don't know. It's pretty ballsy, Craig, but I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
What are they sitting at the moment? How much ETH?
97-ish.
Okay.
97. 35 and a half. The floor does not move on these bad boys. Does not move.
Yeah. I think, look, if you got it for 25 ETH, probably not a bad hold with Ethereum looking like it might make a turnaround.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit of ETH to be tucked in one thing.
I know.
And it's on how fat your wallet is.
It is quite illiquid. Like, I don't know how many sales. Let's have a look. How often the sales go through. An hour ago, 3 hours ago, 7 hours ago, 7 hours ago, 16. So there's like a few sales every day.
5 a day.
But like, yeah, looking at some of these, like some of these are pretty clean. So I don't know. You'd have to, the floor would have to go down to like, 25 ETH. And then you probably would have to look for one that you actually want to hold, like, and actually would rep as a PFP. So I don't know.
That blonde-haired woman, man, that looks great. Greedy.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, there's some cool ones. There's some cool ones there. So I am in the market for a punk if they get down to 25 ETH, which if everything goes to shit, I definitely could see it happening. So yeah.
Not a bad. It'd be cool. It'd be a cool piece to have. And like we said, if you've got the ETH lying around, I think maybe. I guess the decision is: would you rather hold ETH or a punk through that time? That's or at all. I actually think are just getting smashed.
I agree. I actually think you want to hold a punk over Ethereum in this short term. In my opinion.
Yeah.
And I do think they probably outperform. I think ETH is could run up later this year, but yeah, I think punks probably outperform Ethereum in my opinion this cycle. And I don't like. There's no other NFT that I would want to really buy at this point in stage. And someone just said in the comments,
hold, I don't think, right?
Yeah.
Like, all of them need catalysts, but I think the great thing with punks, they don't need a catalyst.
No, they don't. And Yuga are about to sell them too, Craig. That's the other factor that I am considering why I would own a punk is they would go back to being their own art, like historic collection. Yuga would no longer have that overarching, not control, but like, not that they did, but I'm just saying it just makes it cleaner. It makes it a cleaner purchase.
I think so too. And probably a company that would just focus on that. Not that they need to be focused on, but probably more so just, like the things like to basically taking on a road show.
Yeah.
Get them out to Australia, start like whatever, but start getting the brand out there.
And that taking that one step further, if you're part of a punk crowd, that is top level crypto investors and conversations that you now have and are respected for. And you will join, I'm sure, a lot of good communities by being a punk holder. So there's other catalysts that you need to think about as well. And like one of the comments says, do you think Pudges can recover? I mean, yeah, but why else are you holding them? What, to have a little extra XP for Abstract, which we have no idea when it's going to actually come out? Who focuses more on streamers rather than the actual platform? Not sure about that. Don't get me wrong. I love what Pudgy brand is. I love where they're going, what they're building. It's just not the right time to be owning NFTs. It really isn't. And we've just seen that capitulation really over the past month. Look, the red here is showing you everything you need to know.
That's a lot of blood. So for you, Greeny, what do you think? What are your top opportunities in the market at the moment? Because obviously it's pretty dry, and I think people can buy some sleeves. Thanks, Finch. We need to buy you a PFP, man. What was I going to say? I forgot what I was even talking about. To Finch rudely interrupted.
Just
Yeah,
opportunity.
where are the opportunities, Greeny? Obviously, it's a bit tough at the moment. People are scrambling, looking for things to actually where to put their money. What do you? We sort of loosely spoke about it. We might be able to summarize for some that are
I think
interesting.
strong altcoins because BTC dominance will come down soon. Just
Yeah, how are we looking there?
give it a couple, probably give it till March, maybe end of March, April, BTC dominance starts to come down. So
March is
once
my
that happens,
birthday, guys. So that's when Bitcoin will pump. 22nd of March. It's my birthday. So get your Bitcoin ready. I'll post my wallet, but that's fair. But yeah, man, I think we're all watching Bitcoin dominance. Sorry, Greeny, I'll let you take the wheel again.
no, I agree, Craig. It's my birthday. My 30th is the end of March, guys.
Is
So
it?
yeah,
Yeah.
so let me know if you want to send a GIF over. But
30 BTC coming your way, man.
so no, I think Ethereum is really good. I've been buying some ETH over the past couple of days. You're starting to see it outperform Solana. Look at this massive dump in Solana.
Yeah.
You're also seeing it outperform BTC. You're seeing Solana break down against BTC. So Ethereum for me probably is not a bad play. And then that's where I would hedge my Ethereum probably in a punk, maybe look for staking as well. I don't know. I'll look into that. More passive sort of plays. And I think tokens like XRP and stuff are probably worth a fade here. But something like Hyperliquid, probably not a bad play here if you get a retest of this zone or even a retest of this liquidity down here. I think Sui outperforms Solana as well. Let's go have a look. It's up 4% today. I have been buying more Sui recently as well. Again, you want to compare Sui against BTC and Sui against Solana, right? That's the catalyst, okay? Are they going to outperform Bitcoin? Are they going to outperform Solana? AVAX is actually slightly green against Solana today as well. I have been buying a little bit of AVAX because its chain's been popping off, and I still think utility-wise, it's one of the stronger tokens. Outside that, Craig, I'm just sitting on my hands. BTC, Ethereum, now Solana less, and then looking for new altcoin opportunities and just learning to trade low time frame. Sexy's been doing it quite often in GTG, and that's where we're going to focus as well. Once a bit more volatility comes, once we leave this range, I will be very much looking for some potential longs if we come down to this range down here. But at this point in time, it's just kind of chilling in your bags and just staying patient. Crypto takes time, guys. It takes time. Look at this last cycle, okay? Look at this, all right? It takes time. So from this breakout here, let's go from here, from this previous all-time high. Look how long it takes. 370, that's a year, okay? So it takes a year, guys, to play out. So if we, look at this. Previous all-time high, all right? So we were here, okay? It takes a long time. So a year probably comes, later this year. So just staying patient in the market, Craig. How about you? Any opportunities for you right now in the crypto market?
I'm the same as you. Like I said earlier, I think Ethereum. I'm looking at chains like you, like Sui. Obviously, we spoke about last one was Cetus, I think it was called.
Yeah.
I've still got that chart up, which was, I think, what was it? One of the bigger dexes for Sui.
Yeah.
So I'm sort of looking at, so for me at the moment, just looking for opportunities outside of Solana. So possibly Ethereum, Sui, Pepe. That's probably it. And Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Like keeping it super tight, man. More about just wealth preservation, man. I'm very cautious now about taking my bear market wins and my bull market wins and not giving it back. I'm probably overly cautious at the moment. I'm not gambling much. But now that I've seen what's happened with Libra, I'm so glad I haven't been. I'm glad I didn't buy into the FOMO, put it that way. I'm glad I just didn't get caught up in all that. And I'm glad I just stayed sidelined as much as I could. So that was probably the test for me over this time was just, I didn't get caught up, which is nice. But I think the opportunities are there. They're just small at the moment because we're kind of blind at the moment. Because, Bitcoin's sitting close to not that far a all-time high.
Yeah.
So it's almost like the downside looking down the cliff. There's a bit of space down there looking down. It's like, well, we're near the top of the cliff, man. So I'm just going to patiently wait. And just looking at those Ethereum charts we looked at before, I think it's just it's a time to watch charts. You don't have to do anything, but just plan entries and perhaps set buy orders. And just wait. I think that's probably the alpha. Set buy orders and just let the market come to you, and don't try and make a trade that's not there. Force trades. That's what I'm trying not to do. And don't hate trade as well. If you get done over on a coin, try not to just go in and go, right, I'm going to make it all back. Because I don't know if the make it all back's there at the moment. So yeah, it's tricky. I'm sure people are getting frustrated. You can see from the engagement on the timeline, although the timeline engagement's been okay, but even the people watching the streams at the moment, it's probably 30% down across the board. So
Exactly. Yeah.
the hype, it's funny, if we stream a Bitcoin's all-time high, we probably get double the viewers, which, interesting enough, is probably the not the best time to tune in apart from the rah-rah session. The time to tune in is probably now.
Yeah.
If you're going to be looking for opportunities or people to listen to, it's probably now. And like you said, one of the things you do, which is interesting, is you'll go during these times and go and hunt out all the other traders and what they're doing, just to try and formulate or get other ideas
Yeah.
about trade setup. So that's probably the thing to do at the moment. Probably the alpha is just be researching and learning the market. It's probably the best thing to do now, because that information or those tools you learn now, you can use forever, versus just slamming $100 on a meme coin and going YOLO. You're not learning much there as much. And we probably haven't learned much copy trading, people. And we probably haven't learned much jumping on a live stream where there's a runner once a week for 100x, where probably people got inside information. You don't really learn from that either. In fact, what you do learn is dependency on others. That's what they want. They want you dependent on them, right? Whereas I think Greedy and myself, we show you the chart setups. You guys can go and bid those as much as you like, and we don't really get anything out of it. I mean, for us to shill Sui to you, if you guys all go and buy, it's not really going to pump our bags. It needs loads of liquidity to pump that. It's not like we find 100K shitter and go, let's go, and pump it 5x and go, yay, great call. It's like, that's not really trading, man. That's just fucking doing over your audience. So I didn't mean it to go into a rant, but opportunities. I think the opportunity at the moment is settle down and do some learning.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Opportunities.
Couldn't agree more. And often, look for what's going to happen in the bear market. How are you going to make money then? How are you going to reinvest? What are you doing IRL? Have you taken a profit plan? Have you got a profit plan? Have you done profits already? If not, maybe consider it. All these sort of things are conversations that you should be having now. And if you want to have conversations like that, check out GTG. We have conversations like that every single day. Every single
hour,
day.
Every minute.
Dude, we are supportive of you because we experienced heads. It's not our first rodeo. I've been doing this a long time. We use analysis and trading, as Craig just said. It's not just speculation because someone said this and I'm reading this. No, we actually know what we're doing. We've executed consistently all cycle, really. So it's a good time for learning. It's a good time to focus on consolidating your portfolio into strength and waiting for that next leg up, which I do think comes. And opportunity one way or another, whether we go up, whether we go down, you'll be able to adjust accordingly. And it's just about staying patient in this market, Craig. Too many people, like you said, love to burn their wallet, love to press buttons. That is the most toxic thing I've ever read on the timeline. Just keep pressing buttons. Shut the hell up. That is just the worst advice I could ever say. Worst advice. So yeah, stick to your plan, guys. Stick to learning. And now, as Craig said, is the best time to be getting stuck in, not when it's hyped, not when there's euphoria all over the timeline.
Too loud on the timeline.
That is the worst time. That is the worst time. And you should be de-risking during times like that. Now is the time to focus. Now's the opportunity. And I do think we have a good year ahead of us. I think you just got to stay patient. You just got to stay patient in this market.
Yeah, totally agree. So everyone just be patient. On another topic, one of the positives for the space was AVAX. Those AVAX Memecoin pre-sales, Wink, and what was the other one?
I can't remember what it was called, but Wink was the main one, yeah.
Man, what did they get? 100x on pre-sale?
Yeah.
God damn it. So obviously AVAX Foundation's bidding their memes to push price up. I love it, AVAX Foundation. Please keep doing that. So there's a couple of pre-sales come out. Greeny, have you heard about those? Are you going to bother with AVAX pre-sales? You're going to keep away because it might get worse from here?
Yeah, I'm just saying, you want to be early. If you're not early, then generally the derivatives or the ones after the fact don't ever cook as much. No, I think it's just staying in your lane, like we said. I've been trading more. We'll be looking for trading more on lower time frames. Sitting in stable, sitting in spot, looking for opportunities that are going to prolong your wealth over time. I think that's the absolute key at the moment.
Mm-hmm. And I think probably as well, if you said stay in your lane, one of the things with AVAX pre-sales is I don't have a lot of people I know over in that space.
Yeah.
So just to kind of go off what you said, sometimes staying in your lanes are a pretty important thing, because you can kind of get wrecked. You see Wink to 100x, and then that's exactly where devs are going to get you, right? There's one hot launch, and then they do another 20 where they rinse you. So, yeah, protect that AVAX, guys. Protect that precious AVAX. It might actually pump later in the year, so you may not want to get rinsed there. But yeah, I think that's probably the thing with the market at the moment. There's not a lot of hype in it. So unfortunately, there's not a lot to say. Oh yeah, go here, go here, go here. It's just about learning and stuff, which probably is not the sexiest thing to talk about, but probably the smart thing to talk
But
about.
it's the honest thing, Craig. And
Yeah,
so
it
many
is the
people in
honest thing.
crypto don't give you honesty, guys. And we've been doing that for a year and a half now. So drop a like, drop a sub, support the channels, support the channels.
Exactly. No, cheers, Greeny. Yeah, anything else, Greeny? What else you got? You got any hot buy, any horses you're betting on?
No, mate. I think it's like I said, my focus right now is actually maybe trying to move out of Brizzy. So that'll be the focus. And then as soon as we break out of this range, guys, I will be very much focused back on the charts, looking for opportunities every single day. It's about staying patient at this point in time, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, same here. I'll keep, much to people's disgust, farming my yaps, man. Everyone is going to get so disgusted with it. But yeah, I think that's the alpha. Let's just farm that fucker, get the airdrops from that. And then when Bitcoin decides to do its thing, guys, we can eat there again as well. And that just, I think another thing to close on is, guys, if you're feeling like you should have taken profit when Bitcoin was at all-time high, when altcoins were at all-time high and you didn't, feel that pain at the moment and just lock that away in a little box in your heart, and just when Bitcoin and alts go to all-time high again, open that box, feel that pain, and hit sell. That's the lesson out of this time. I think you got to learn.
Absolutely. No, well said, Craig. And as always, guys, thanks for tuning in. Banging show. Lots of alpha there that a lot of places and a lot of other people don't really give you consistently like we do. So as I said, drop a sub if you're watching on YouTube, or if you're watching on Twitch, drop a follow. But also, if you're following us on X, give us a follow. Greeny Trades or Craig's Coin Purse. We appreciate it. Unfortunately, I'm away on Thursday. Got my cousin's wedding. So Craig and I will be back again next Tuesday for another show. Thanks as always, Craig, for tuning in.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Greeny. Thanks for fun. We'll see you next week.
Sounds good. All right. See you later, guys. Bye-bye.